So today I'll be talking about Beth Cavener Stitcher. So about Beth. Beth Cavener is known for her large clay sculptures. Um, she makes these large clay sculptures out of about 2,000 pounds of clay. She uses metal armatures, and her goal through these sculptures is to exemplify human emotions and characteristics by using animals to depict these emotions. Um, she does this by trying to find a deeper meaning in a lot of these. Um, as you can see, they're not just normal clay animals. Usually they have something outlandish going on with them. As you can see, this deer is wearing a white dress, but it's being shot by arrows. But you can't really tell the emotion as well as some of her other works. But the wolf over here to the left is actually placed on a gallery, and there's a bunch of stuff coming out of its mouth and on the floor, and it's very bright colored and pink. But the wolf itself is dark and it looks mad, so it's kind of just a positive and a negative. And you can tell that the wolf isn't accepting of the emotion coming out of it, and it just looks like it's bothered by it. The first work that we're gonna look at is A Strange Attraction. It was made in 2004. Um, when I first looked at this, of course I could tell frustration, and I was really focused on the line work of this and how she did it, but then I kind of dug into the deeper meaning like Beth would have wanted me to. And the way the hands are placed on the stomach and the way it's sitting in a corner and leaned back, its chin is tucked. I could definitely tell that this hair was frustrated. It was mad at something, or it was annoyed. It looks like it's kind of giving a side eye. So I could tell that there was something not peaceful about this sort of sculpture. Um, the next one is Milk and Honey. It was made in 2006. You can see where the paws are at, that there's milk coming from under the paw on this side, and on the other side, there's actually honey coming from the other paws. But one of the big things in this one is the paws are embedded into the fur of the other hair. And I think this is made like this to try to show the embrace that these two hairs have for each other, as you can see in the face. Um, this hair clearly doesn't look as frustrated. Its chin isn't tucked as far. The head's kind of tilted towards the other one, so it kind of looks like they're looking at each other. And milk and honey, I would say they go together. So I think that by the title and the way that she formed these two hairs together, that they go together, they're in a way embracing each other. But then on this one, I was really focused on the design of the clay on the back of this hair. You can see how effortless she made this look. You can tell exactly what it is. You can tell all the emotion that she's trying to show, but the way that she builds these with wood and different tools to show the elegance of the fur and the smoothness and the subtleness, and being able to show all the emotion to me is surprising. A Necessary Delusion, made in 2006. So as you can see, there's two rabbits. One is clearly behind the other one. It looks like they're, doing the deed. But as you can see, the one in the back, he looks very peaceful. He looks engaged in what's going on. You can tell with his paws kind of grasping the other rabbit that he's into it, and he looks like he's having a good time. And then you look at the other one, and by the eyes and even just the color of the rabbit, you could tell that it's frustrated or not into it. And I think she chooses the color and the faces of the rabbits to depict real life relationships, and how sometimes that one person may be into it more than the other one, and they don't express it, so they just do what the other one wants. And I think that's kind of something she's trying to show here about how the rabbit in the back is has no clue that the one in the front is so frustrated and annoyed with the actions of the one in the back. I think she depicts human emotions very well through this sculpture. Run, made in 2006. This is one of her larger scale works. Um, in this picture, it is a horse. It's hung on the wall, um, so clearly it can't run. The hooves are linked together, so once again, it can't run. And as you can see in the face of the horse, it's frightened. There's something going on. The horse looks like it's worried or it's just ready to run. And you can tell the fear that is in the horse's face. And just I think just the elegance of the smoothness and the of the fur, it really brings out the emotion in the face and it really brings emphasis to the chains being on the hooves because the horse can't run, it can't get away, it's stuck on the wall and it's showing the emotion that it is. And I think she does a very good job leaving this work so simple yet so detailed in the emotion and the feeling that the viewer gets from this sculpture. So this is probably the most, I wouldn't say intriguing, but intriguing work of Beth that looked at. It was A Rush of Blood to the Head. It was made in 2009. And as you can see, yes, it is two goats, two male goats. They're embracing each other and they're kissing each other. But what I focused on and took from this one is just the way that they're embracing each other. Both of their eyes are closed, both their heads are tilted. You can tell that they're really enjoying the embracement of each other. You can their arms are on each other. They just look at peace. This one's a little more detailed in the fur and a little more detailed down low. It includes human body parts. Oftentimes, Beth would do this to kind of help depict the emotion and feelings of real humans through the use of animals. And she does this by adding genitalia to this one. So I think just not to take away from the focus of emotion and the feeling that these goats are showing, but also to represent real life relationships as well. Don't Go, made in 2014. This was one of my favorite works that I saw because I took this one a little deeper than the rest of them. Um, the first thing I took, of course, was the color and the emotion that Beth showed through this sculpture. You can see that the dark colors, the navy and the gray, it's just dark. It's gloomy. It seems cloudy. I think the detail in the fur also gives a cloudy kind of look. But then looking in deeper to it, you can see that this is also a male rabbit. And I think by using such a dark and sad kind of look to this rabbit is a way of showing that, men can show their emotion too. It's okay to show your emotion. It's not something wrong. It's Yeah, it's out of the norm, but I think Beth using this male rabbit showing this type of emotion is good for a lot of people to view because I think that it's something very important. My favorite piece of Beth is Forgiveness, made in 2015. In this picture, you can see a lion with a stick and a nest on the stick, and the lion looks sad. It kind of looks like it's licking its paw. It looks like it's almost saying an apology to the nest, apologizing for taking it down or ruining its home. And if you look at the bottom side of this, I don't have a picture of it, but if you look at the bottom side, you can really see the facial expressions of the lion and how much emotion it's feeling, and through the eyes, you can see that the lion is sorry for what it's done. And this is one of her larger scale projects as well, and that I think that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. But also with the fur, and I watched a video on how she actually made this, and there's a lot of detail that goes into it that uh, you don't really get to see until you really look deep into it, as you can see in the fur. Just the way that she sculpts the clay and puts the detail on the back, and everything is just very very cool, and she does a very good job showing the emotion and the human-esque feeling through the lion and showing how sorry he is for making a wrong action, and that oftentimes happens in real life. And then the last piece of best work that I'll be looking at is Don't Go, made in 2017. As you can see throughout Best Time, it kind of seemed like her color schemes and the way that she used color in her sculptures kind of got a little deeper, and I feel like she started to use color more a little later on. And as you can see, this one kind of looks more realistic than some of the other ones. But as you can see, the paws are really grasping the other fox Soviet, and you can tell that it really just doesn't want to be let go by the other one, and it looks like they're fighting for their life, and it looks like it's do or die for this bottom fox. The one's tied by its foot, so it can't go anywhere, and it seems like the other one is just embracing, hoping to hold on. And I think that's the meaning behind this is sometimes people feel like they can't go any farther without one significant person in their life, and I think that this is one of Beth's really cool works, and the meaning of this really stuck out to me. And